WesWes Show.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name is Cam, and I'm here with the brothers in the heart of West Auckland, Eddie and Leti. What's up, usos?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Welcome home, man. Yeah.
Thanks, man. It's pretty cold here, man. But it's good, man. It's good that week in Samoa ahead. It's good to put on just wear shorts and t-shirt every day, and sandals, and sleep with no off or anything. You know, it's like just a fan on and. Yeah, man, sleeping like a baby over there, you know, like relax, like. But something about this hot air in Samoa just makes you tired all the time, man. Like, I think when it comes to like wake up early in the morning, have a shower, by that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. See, when you're at work at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, after working all day, your brain just turns off. In Samoa, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, when you're up all day, you're just your body starts to turn off, and it's time to go to sleep, mate, man. But,
especially after the lunch.
Yeah. That was a good trip, boys. I'll probably touch on it on my week that was. But let's do some shout-outs. Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, shout out to my listening boys, my brothers, Waki, Leo, and Donald. Shout out to PJ and the boys at Westside Fitness, man. Just the usuals. But yeah, no, just shout out to them.
I got a condolence shout out first. Shout outs to my bro, BJ Twai, whose mum passed away last week. And condolences to you all. I know your mum was a loving, caring old lady to a lot of the youth of the day, and to all those who obviously blessed to have her comfort while being at church. A list of 40th shout outs now is to my bro Mickey Lee, Bayadel and Uri Howe. All the bros that turn 40 on the 12th of September. Another one's the Oos, Rocky Tietia, turned 40 on the 15th. Another one's to my bro Sid Smells up north, him and his Ainga. Hope you guys are doing well also. Can't wait to catch up with you guys when he's moved back home. And then 40th shout out, happy 73rd heavenly birthday to my old lady. She turned 73 on the 14th. So didn't do a cake or anything, but went to the market on Sunday and got some Rarotongan donuts and some pancakes and some minus. And usually when my mum would drop that off, she'd drop it off, but she'd drop it off with some fried chicken. So I was thinking, could I get some bovi masima or some fried chicken? And in my head I was like, oh, could I get fried chicken? I ended up going to Stanley's Roast and got like 7 pieces of fried chicken, man, and some kumara and potatoes. So we had that for Kongai on Sunday, in remembrance for my mum's birthday. And another one's to Kevin Lamu, man. I know I've seen a couple of videos of the bros going through some health issues. Speedy recovery to you also. Get back on the horse, and I know you'll slay it. And then my last one's to my daughter Nikita. She played her last game with her Auckland Thunder team on Saturday. She managed to start, but she ended up getting injured. She came off. Today we drove out to her placement. I dropped her off, but she ended up taking my car, and she picked me up with some Subway and one of these fancy drinks. So new first quenches. So nice shout outs to her, and yeah, and then my last one's to my host, Ken Petia. So he's ringing me whenever I message him mangafa. So may love to you also. The rest of my shout outs.
Thank
you, shout boys. I just want to make a shout out to my cousin over there in Samoa, Marina Kyle. She's the head of Shawarma in Samoa. That's the Samoa Recycling and Waste Management Association. So they're doing big things over there as it's pretty much voluntary work, most of it, because they have to get funded so to do their work. So they're like the team that started the recycling over there in Samoa. So they've got like these cages around up here, and for people to get encouraged, and they try to promote recycling because it's probably unheard of over there. Huh? So they've got cages around town where people can chuck in their aluminium or tins or anything that's recyclable, plastics, and what they do is they take it back to their sort of yard and sort it out, ready to be filled into containers and get sent overseas. So they separate glass and everything like that. So yeah, man, it's a big job, and it's good for them and good for Samoa as trying to do their part for the environment and stuff. So shout outs to them. I went over there and just helped them out set up their podcast. So they're about to do a podcast to promote what they do. They work in Samoa with recycling. So I think they've got some youth groups around the island to come in and do a podcast and just talk about how they think about recycling and what they do in their villages in terms of like waste and all of that, and just try to get a feel of what happens on the island and the education of the kids. So you see what they know about recycling and all that. It's trying to promote recycling some more through a podcast media, which is probably unheard of in Samoa. I never heard of actual podcasters in Samoa doing a podcast, and it's kind of cool that she's adopted to do a podcast and as a sort of like a help promote their work over there. So yeah, so it's good. So big ups to those guys. Also shout outs to the boys at the Manly Seagulls for winning round one. I was late to watch the game because I was still stuck at the airport, trying to get home to watch the game, and I only managed to watch like the last 5 minutes. And yeah, man, just what a game, eh? Like, damn, should have been there to watch the whole thing. But we're ready for the Sydney Roosters next week, so bring it on. I think we're gonna surprise another team next week, man. So, semi-finals, here we come. Semi-finals, here we come. Manly Seagulls. Yeah, man, and shout out to all the listeners of the WesWes Network. Also, shout out to the boys on the 135 Footy Show who did the podcast while I was away. Man, it's a good podcast there. Because I was away and finals already been, instead of talking about like what happened in the last week of the season, they talked about the teams on the bottom 8 of the table. And they talked about how the season where that was pretty much a review of the teams on the bottom 8 and what would they do next year to improve. So now it was a good pod. I listened to it today, and I also edited some of those videos from the episode that you can find on YouTube. But yeah, man, it's good talk. That podcast managed to have all the boys on there. So there's like everyone was on there. So shout outs to Tana, Simon, Bob, Stace, and Roger for jumping on that episode to talk about the teams that they love. And yeah. So shout out to the 135 Footy Show. You can find them on Spotify and on YouTube as well. And also you can find us, Empty Out the Clip podcast, on Facebook. We've got our own group page on Facebook. It's private, so you just got to go in, answer the 3 questions, and we'll let you in. It's your chance to throw in some articles or comments, and we can talk about it on the podcast, shout you out, and all of that. Also, check out our WesWes Sports Mag that's out every month. Still got issue 9 out there. I got back last night, but I managed to stick some more mags in the stands this morning. So you can find them at Pack and Save Henderson, shout out to Woolworths and Custom Woolworths as well. That's the WesWes Sports Mags. You can also find it on our website, www.weswesnet.com. So check that out and check us out on all your socials. Whew, man. All right, boys. How was your week thing, man? Because, man, I had a good week, but how was your week? Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, the usual, just physio. Just dealing with ACC, basically, for returning to work, but just slowly increasing my hours. A little bit crook last week, so I missed a few days of work, but no, getting back on it. No, but this week's just been all good, eh? Just watching the women's Manusina beat Australia, eh? Recently, I think it was today. I think I watched it. Yeah, so now congrats to the Samoan girls for getting that win. It was pretty close though. But yeah, no, just week's been alright. Just this weather's been up and down. So with you being in Samoa, man, that you took the sun with you, males. But yeah, that's just been the week. Just yeah.
I think it was now a bit pretty mellow mellow weekend. Apart from trying to watch Kita's game in the cold, man, it's fugly, eh? Like, don't want to do that again. Like, in my mind, I was thinking, I don't even know why I came. That's how far late I was. Then you get a group of us at Eden's Rugby Club. They don't have, like, ideal parking like we have out west, you know? Just go there and you try and spot a bar so you can go off your car, and it's like, damn, man. Then you get out and it's like no shady, and it's like, oh, fuck the wind. But, nah, I didn't get up too much. There's been a lot of roadworks up and down my street, man, so it doesn't help that we had, for 2 days, we had to go park down the road. Literally like a good $300, 300 meter walk. Nah, but yeah, you're right, man. It was glimpse of nice sunshine yesterday and Saturday, and then the rain, eh? The rain killed him, man. So nah, boring week, man. Just I was just looking forward to doing this. I managed to go to market though on Sunday, and yeah, got me a couple of hats and the donuts and the minus, man. But I was actually holding out to try and buy some mussels, eh? But I was thinking about it, yeah, nah, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. So ended up just walking straight past the Toby's set up and just walk back to the car, eh? But I managed to find some batteries, man, some rechargeable batteries. That's what I love about Avondale Market. Anytime you need something, it's like sometimes because the only sun they happened to come out when I literally stopped in front of the singer, man, and he was trying to sell me some sensor lights. And I was like, nah. And I ended up buying them, 2 batteries. And I've been looking for them everywhere, like might have 10 bunnies, they didn't have them. And the singer guy had them. So I was like, I was doing these ones, because they weren't wrapped in plastic or anything. Okay, so are you sure it's gonna work? Yeah, it's new. He's trying to sell me 4 for like $20. They're like $6 each, man. But nah, sure enough, trust the saying at the market, mate. Came home, got out the sensor light, put one in, but the lights were on straight away. So yeah, probably go buy some more of his stuff next week or the next time I go over to the market, eh? But yeah, nah, nothing exciting, man. Not as exciting as you, Cams.
Yeah, man, it's always good to get back home, eh? Go back to Samoa, spend time with the family and all that. Especially during our coldest time here in Auckland, when it's sort of like, because we're having like a late winter here, eh? It's like a late winter, it's still cold, eh? And isn't it supposed to be spring right now and a bit warmer? But I think when I left it was cold, but when I got back it was a bit warmer, but not too warm. But nah, man, over in Samoa, man, it's like hot as. Just good to be in the shorts and t-shirt again, you know, and jandals. Yeah, man, that was good. Because my mom, she's been there for the last 2 weeks. So when I went last week, that was her last week. So we came back on a plane back to New Zealand together. But no, man, it was good because yeah, since my old man he passed away, like my mom's been like really feeling the itch to go back home. And you know, and it's like she's always like, because she's got one brother left that's over there, my uncle, but he's old as. So, but he's still good. He's like strong in that, but I think he's on his last sort of, you know, that sort of thing. So, I think my mum being over there with her family, it's like made her want to even more stay there. So, I think we're gonna make plans for her to move over, eh? So that'll be coming soon. But nah, man, that was the reason for the trip for mum to to go back and see everybody, and for me and my sisters to take turns flying over to be with her as well. So yeah, I was the last one to go over for my 1 week. My 2 sisters went the week before and that. So yeah, man, that was good. It was good to spend time with family on both my dad's side and my mum's side as well. So yeah, like I said before, I helped my cousin set up her podcast. Yeah, man, just doing the same old thing. Man, there's a new, like a tourist park thing at the back of the government building. It's been there for a couple of years. I've never been there before. It was my first time there. It's pretty cool, eh? A lot of people go there for walks because it's just before the seawall. So there's like a park where the kids can play, and there's all these pathways around. Like it's like a maze kind of pathway thing, and you can hire scooters, or the kids hire scooters and scooter around there. And there's like a lake, and this is all before the seawall now. So yeah, I never saw that before, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, man. So It was only a short trip. It was only 7 days, so I try to make the most of it. Yeah, man. But like I said, taking that hot air and clear my sinuses. Like, man, I think my sickness just went straight away when I got there. So my cough was gone. Blocked nose is gone straight away, man. But it was cool because like when I arrived and going from airport to town, just driving past all the villages and that, everyone's prepared for the big meeting. So it's the Chogum, right? I think King Charles is gonna be there, and all the leaders around the world are gonna be there for this 3-day meeting.
Commonwealth.
Yeah. So it's cool, man. When you see all the villages, they're prepared for it. They've decorated the road, side of the roads, and put all these flags up. When you go drive past every village, they've got their different stuff, on the street, on the main road. So
they paint the stones.
You notice it, yeah. They paint the stones and put these flags up and all that. You really notice it, and you feel like, because I forgot all about it when I was driving past. Man, there's something happening here. Was it something, because it was like really festive. It looks really festive when you get there. So yeah, but that's the meaning that's about to happen. Also, went over with there was shout outs to Saleh too, because he had his Apia Maroon Auckland Apia Maroon rugby team. So they were flying over. They were on the same flight as me. So they flew over to have a few games with some of the villages. I think that was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Because I arrived on Monday. They had a 3-day tournament at Apia Park. I think they had games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So those guys were there. But there were other sports happening. There was like a big sporting event. There was sevens, tag, and 15s. So a lot of teams came over from New Zealand to play with the teams that are in Samoa. So yeah, man, it was pretty busy. Yeah. A lot of tourists too, man. There were a lot of tourists when I was over there. So it must be a good thing for the economy over there. So yeah, man, this is a good trip. It's a good short trip, just in and out. But yeah, it's good time to just take a break and take it all in. And now I'm back. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, so that sucks. But that's life, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet boys. Let's get into our topics now. As we were talking about before we jumped on the mics, I'm getting into our topics, but I'm lucky I posted a couple of topics before I left. Because when I was over inside, I told you guys, you don't hear anything about what's going on around the world, let alone what's happening in New Zealand. So the last week, man, I was blinded by anything. Like, I don't know what's up. I want to know what happened this week to talk about. But I did post up a couple of things. The first one was Super Rugby Pacific. So they announced a new format for next season. Yeah, I had mixed feelings about it, but I appreciated they had to change it. And I appreciate the change to make the competition more competitive, even though it's not really competitive. But maybe it could be competitive later on if you have these new rules or new finals format. There's a lot of mixed feelings about it, because I posted it up on my social media and I got some comments, people that didn't understand it or didn't agree to it or thought it had interesting. People had different opinions on it, and it was pretty interesting too. I don't know if it's I said I didn't know if it's the right way, but at least it's a step in the right direction in terms of trying to give their own identity. Because I thought that if you're going to change any kind of finals format for any kind of competition, any kind of sport, it's good to be different to everyone else, because it makes your competition unique, right? NRL has their way of having their finals with the first round. If the 1 and 2 lose, then they got one more chance. If 1 and 2 win, then they go straight to the semis, and the other teams play off. I mean, that's a different format thing, and that gives them their identity. Everyone knows the normal formats, like the quarterfinals, semifinal, final. That's just the norm, right? And then you have top 6. Super Rugby has to have top 6 because there's only 11 teams, and it doesn't make sense to have top 8 when you got 11 teams. Because what's the point of having a season, right? So
Yeah.
you got to be competitive to try to get in the top 6, right? And then if you're in the top 6, you actually got to be competitive to be number 1, 2, and 3 because you get a better chance of staying in there, right? So you reward the teams that do well during the season and move on. But I first wanted to get your guys' opinions on the new Super Rugby format. I'll start with you, Eddie.
I had a quick skim over. It's like, I think it's like 11 teams, 6 in the final. So they're gonna do it, 1v6, 2v5, 3v4. So it's like it's similar to the NRL playoffs, but like it's all about top seed and how you finish on top. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but I don't know, like the teams themselves, like they look like I think Australia is overstretched with the teams they got. They had to let go of the Rebels. So it's I don't know, it's the product itself has to be alluring. Like the teams have to play well. Like with Sevilla going to Moana, hopefully they would they'll definitely drive a bit more interest into it. They also added Sunday afternoon games, so that'll be good. But yeah, it'd be nice if they made the games more local. Maybe have a game at Trust Stadium because the numbers look wasted when it goes to Eden Park. Like they barely fill it. Like going back to Cowson's final, they filled it low to one side. So it's like I don't know. It's definitely the organization's a lot better for the format, but the product itself I think needs a bit more tweaking a bit. And yeah, they need to get bums on seats, and I don't know how they're gonna do that. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, that's my spin on it. It's only the format, but let's see how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's it probably is their best going forward, like of any other options they could do.
mm.
But because if you look at it, like for example, is the way they score a win and a loss and a draw, like because they like obviously like I think it's like is it 6 or 7 points that you can win. Like I said, if you win, like the NRL is straightforward, it's like two or nothing. That's it. Or we'll split the one, but I think it's the under 7. I think the bonus points for the tries and that 4 tries. They might have to just get rid of that and just straight win or lose, man. It will make the competition a lot better. I think if it's straightforward like that. If there is, because there's no golden point, you know what I mean? So if the draw's a draw, just call it a draw. And then overall, at the end of the season, if there is your top 6, that will define it. Like you shouldn't be 3 or 4 teams sitting on the same points. I just never liked that bonus point system with the 4 tries and the under. I think it was under 7 points, because we've seen it in some games in the past where the guys have opted for the kick instead of trying to go for the full points. And they end up losing, they're losing on the board. But I mean, initially what they get out of the losses, it's a lot closer because they get the 6 points instead of the 7. Yeah, they need to look at that, I reckon. Cousin is a good example. Like in that lead up to their final, they had lost 4 games, but their for and against was high. There was the bonus points. The bonus points got them through. So they scraped through and got 3rd and ended up winning. So it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if they're going to have a top 6, ideally you don't want the top 6 to be all on the same points. But if you get rid of like the bonus point and the tries, those are the under 7, there should be a clear top 4. Oh, that's where I look at it. I mean, they would have had to literally written it all out and see how many teams would have drawn, how many teams would actually draw during the season. Because probably the New Zealand teams are just that good, man. To be fair, there's only going to be one Australia team that's going to make the top 6 next year.
Yeah, because I made the comment that this format looks like it's for competitive competition, and this competition isn't really competitive yet in terms of on standpoint of where you are and as an Australian fan. Like your teams suck if you're not the Brumbies.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're just gonna see maybe New Zealand teams. All New Zealand teams will be in the top 6, and then one other, which might be the Jura, or even the Brumbies. But and there was a point that was mentioned by Stace from the Canarac. He was saying, okay, so if you're number 1 seed, you're guaranteed a semi-final if you win or lose.
Yeah.
Right. So you may as well put your B team on.
They will put their B team on.
And rest your best players, right?
That's
so,
what
unless, because if you lose, all you're going to do is go down to second seed, right? But you still get a home semi, right? And you don't get rewarded. If you look at the NRL, if number 1 loses, then they got another round. They have to, if they want to win the whole thing, they've got to play 3 more games.
Yeah, every week.
Yeah, you got to play 3 more games, and that's the punishment if you lose the first round. With this Super Rugby format, there's no punishment if you're number 1 seed and lose the first round. There's no punishment at all. So in terms of that, during the season, you would want to be first seed. So to make it competitive, are they saying that, okay, we'll make it competitive that way? Every game in the season counts. Every game in the season counts. In the NFL, they've got 36 teams, but there's only 18 rounds. So that means every game counts. Every game is a playoff game. Because, if you lose 3 games in the first 3 games, you're out. You're out already. Like, you're not going to make it. So every game is competitive. Is that what they're trying to do? But that's what I say. This format only works if all your teams are competitive. If we had 11 New Zealand teams with the same skill, elite teams, then it makes sense. Because every game in the season will count. And I think it will, and saying that, like, I don't think it'll work for the way Super Rugby is with, maybe 2 elite teams, 2 free elite teams. You got the Blues, Chiefs, Hurricanes, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, because...
Wild card will be draw.
Yeah, wild card draw. Maybe MP, Moana, they come up because of Adi Sevilla in there. But now we have to see it. But yeah, it's that not punishing if the number 1 seed loses. That's the one that's sort of like, maybe, but we don't know. We will have to see what happens. But I think the article that was in RNZ was these changes are more towards the fans, right? How to make this sport exciting again, and one of the biggest decisions was to have more Sunday games, right? And shout outs to Tracy Artinga, who came on the comments and pointed out that Pacific Island culture, if you look at Sir Michael Jones, what he did when he was playing, don't play on Sundays. It's a rest day. Our Pacific Islands, when it comes to Sundays, it's it's a family day, it's a rest day, it's going to church. You don't go to work, right? And if we're gonna have all these Sunday games, what does that mean for our Pacific culture? Like the essence of it, right? So it's called Super Rugby Pacific. Is that Super Rugby Pacific geographical, or is it cultural? What are we talking about here? Are we copying off NFL when NFL has all their games on Sunday? Because it's tradition, right, over there in the States. You go to your mates or your family's house, have barbecue, Sunday afternoon, sit down and watch the football. Every Sunday afternoon, it's tradition over there. Is that what they're trying to do over here? Like, they call it a family time. They want to be more family oriented. So let's have more games on Sunday because everybody will be home, And think of it like that. Like, okay, well, what do we do after church? We come home with the family, ko ngai, sit down and watch the footy. Is that going to be the new? But what about the Pacific Islanders playing? Like if Michael Jones was playing, he only played 20% of the whole season.
Yo.
So is that cultural? Or is it times are changing? So there's
Well, I
that as
want to
well.
see where they're getting this data from about who wants to watch what on what days, man. Because I can tell you, if you get onto my local down here at Hawaiian Sizzler, I can guarantee you everyone wants to watch the Super Rugby on Friday and Saturdays. They don't want to be fucking watching anything else on a Sunday. They just want to watch league on a Sunday. Because straight after their first 7 o'clock game on Saturday night, yeah, change it over. The league's on. And then come on Sunday afternoon, everyone already knows we're watching the Warriors. Like that's always been the case, you know. So I don't know if they've where they think they're getting the I don't know that information about people want to watch stuff on Sundays, because NPC was a thing, and that was a Sunday game, right? So we always tuned in after doing the laundry to watch Sunday afternoon footy. But I don't think you can do it with Super Rugby though. No, if I don't think anyone wants to watch Super Rugby on a Sunday.
Well, the article said they're gonna show two or three Sunday games.
Yeah,
I think it's three Sunday games.
Saturday.
Well, there's 11 teams in the comp, so you're only gonna get 5 games a week and 1 bye. So 5 games a week, 3 games on Sunday. That leaves 2. So maybe they're gonna do a Friday night, Saturday night, and 3 games on Sunday, starting at 2 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game, 7 o'clock game. I don't know.
well, it'll be another little thing if it's a culture thing. As if the Moana and the Jura get the game on the Sunday, well, definitely no one's going to watch them play. You know, they will crack the first record ever on Moana Pacifica, Jura at Mount Smart, and no one's there, only security and the referee. Like that would be the freaking. That's the tally of their support right there.
And that's what they wanted. They want bumps on seats. It's like, you know, how you gonna achieve that?
Yeah. It's a Balingi decision, to do all this. But I don't know, man. I agree with it in standpoint of make this competition better, man. Because NRL is kicking your ass right now, you know. Shit, gotta do something, anything, make this competition better, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the game. There's nothing wrong with the game of rugby. There's nothing wrong with the game of rugby because look at the northern hemisphere. Look how popular it is over there. So there's nothing wrong with the game. It's just the way NZR market themselves now, because they need to market themselves and they don't, because they stick to old school styles and they think that it's automatic. It's not anymore. It's not automatic anymore, man. People don't care unless they got incentive to go, man, and care.
Rules, they're suffering, rules, just like their social media page suffering. Just like the Auckland Rugby Indians page is suffering, man. They think they know, but they don't know. They don't know, man. Like, fuck. If these individuals around the world got more followers than the All Blacks, there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Okay, we should see. Blue's gonna win anyway. I'll let you press it up something, Umpire. Something. What's his name? Akpati dude.
Oh, Seymour.
It's him that said this. I don't think this is acceptable. He claims staff stealing students' free lunches at schools.
Yeah.
What high school is that? That's
Tuakau College.
that's sad, eh?
So there's one teacher getting in trouble.
I think yeah. I think from what I read, it was like a group of kids missing out on lunch, and they were told by teachers, not to say anything, but like they were getting like other snacks and stuff instead of the lunch that was supposed to be provided. Yeah, I think it's part of the government scheme. It was launched in 2019 to feed 235,000 students that faced economic and social boundaries and could not be able to get food for themselves. So, as for at-risk kids, so like Tuakau College, I had a look at the reviews. Man, they get some pretty bad reviews with bullying and whatnot. So it's not a well-off school, and there's claims that there's been bullying from staff. What the principal said, I think in the statement, he said that their staff can have some leftovers, but there's been allegations of staff having first dibs on the food before it gets handed out to students. So, it's under investigation. But yeah, it's pretty bad. The kids that did complain about the lunches not being provided allegedly had their phones confiscated. So, they couldn't even tell their parents and whatnot when they get home, I guess. Staff have been told not to do it, but there has been allegations of staff getting first dibs on the MEI before it even gets out to the kids. So, That's basically what it is, and I think Seymour was just commenting that there's an investigation going on. But yeah,
Well, he pretty much explained why they're stealing kids' lunches. I mean, is that -10 decile school? Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn.
What that's it?
You know, if you're a school I've heard of bad schools, but when your teachers are stealing the kids' lunches, that's another level.
Those are those teachers that tick stuff, and then got no money. I'll just have some of these free lunches, the extra lunches. Say the extras, but sir, I haven't had my lunch yet. That's not my problem. You weren't here. Yeah, that's sad. Like, I mean, the program was rolled out to help those who obviously go hungry. Well, obviously in Tuakau, there's something else better to do than eat your lunch. Mate, fuck, I remember a lunch like that. If a lunches like that were around in my day, right? Every kid would be freaking la butter, man. Like, every kid would not wear school because there's a reason to go to school now, you know? But, yeah, that's sad, eh? I mean, Simon's always going to add his 5 cents to whatever he thinks is going on, but, I mean, this clearly was just I don't know, just a stupid act by probably a bad bunch of teachers, eh? Just taking the piss and obviously making these kids suffer by not giving them their lunch and not use their phones to ring their mum.
Well, Seymour's the kind of guy, he wouldn't say anything in the media unless it suits his sort of beliefs and purpose. So what would this be? Because he's against the school lunches, eh? So if he's trying to say this is something wrong, that's just another thing he's trying to give some bad name to it, eh? So he can save some more money. I don't know. But that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, there'd definitely be political thought behind them saying something about it. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll just gotta see what happens.
But yeah, apparently the kids were given noodles, 2-minute noodles instead. So maybe it was the teachers' lunches that were given to them after they ate their lunches. Yeah.
Is noodles part of the free school lunches?
No. So when the kids didn't get their lunches, they're provided with alternatives, and the 2-minute noodles were one of the alternatives. So it must be the teacher's lunch to replace the lunch that he ate or something. I don't know. But yeah, man, because the review, I went to see the reviews for the school, and man, this child put a full on page saying about how the teachers were bullies and bullying was quite rife through the school. Didn't mention anything about the food, but no, man, it's when schools have that culture, you go to a school, you feel that culture is quite welcoming, quite you get that brotherhood kind of feeling. This school just from this one kid, it just seemed it was just empty. It felt like it was a prison. It was quite bad, man, and it's actually quite sad, quite worrying actually. That there are schools like this out there, man. Because our next generation is quite important. So when they're in an environment like this, it's actually quite worrying. These schools will pump out kids that will be dysfunctional and wouldn't be able to assimilate to society properly.
That's a good point, because it sounds like when you read out the list of the problems at the school, I think stealing school lunches is the least of its problems. Huh?
Yeah.
And if for Seymour to just point that little thing out, that there's a whole lot of things, that is a political thing, eh? But it sounds like the real answer here is the school needs some help, man. Principal needs some help, man.
Well,
man, his hands are full.
We even put in some teachers that actually give a damn.
Yeah, so it's more to it than just it sounds like there's more to it than just stealing the kids' lunches at the school. There's a lot of other things that need tending to. But yeah, you're right. It's sad. It's sad that ends up that way.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of education system we got when they let schools like this happen?
Exactly, and we just need some good teachers in there with some good support. And one good teacher can make a lifetime worth of changes for these kids. So yeah,
exactly.
It's scary. It's actually quite scary.
Do you know what else is scary? Bloody Will Smith's new song. Have you guys heard it? Bro, what the hell's going on, man?
Really?
He's possessed, eh? You reckon the Valère him just possessed himself and he's just come out recorded his new song.
So, Will Smith's new song, Work of Art, is called, eh? Work of Art?
Work out.
Yeah, man. I don't want to play it because we'll get kicked off the copyright. But there's another reason why I don't want to play it. This guy's, man, ever since that slap with Chris Rock, and by the way, I saw Eric posted up that Chris Rock sued him for 40 mil, eh?
And
Hold up. Shit. See what happens if you listen to your crazy wife?
Yeah.
Should have lifted her ass a long time ago. Now he's crazy because the song he's come out with, I'm a artwork. But that first verse he does, like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm everything. I'm a, what do you say? I'm a Libra, identifying as a Cancer.
Oh,
I'm the
bars.
Some woke bars. He's got some woke bars up in there.
Bars.
This guy's come a long way since his Fresh Prince days, eh? Like with DJing with Jazzy Jeff, eh? Did he go by Will Smith back in the days? No, it was Fresh Prince, eh? It was DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, eh?
Yeah, and then when they broke up, we with Will Smith.
Yeah, but no, man, I think this guy is cracked there in the head.
Yeah, I think it had the sound, the music sound was definitely something that would have worked back in 2010, I reckon. You know, when music was getting a bit weird. I definitely feel like the song would have been alright back then, you know, to the communities that it was targeting. But I don't know, the words themselves is I reckon from Polynesian perspective was a little bit religiously insensitive.
Yeah.
You know, he said you know, I am Jesus, I am Musa, which is the Islamic name for Moses. So he's calling himself a prophet, but everything he says is contradicting what he said a second before.
Yeah,
You know, it's you know, you're I'm the Quran, I'm the Torah, I'm the Bible. It's so are you the written word? Are you the written word? It's just culturally insensitive, and it's it's pushing the boundaries of Christendom, and man, that's the whole thing that's been going on lately. Is religion has been on the attack. You know, from the Olympics to this song. It's is there something political behind it? I don't know, but I just feel they get given full rights to kind of attack religion. They try to use that attack to kind of make themselves more relevant. But nah, man, I used to be a big fan of Will Smith, man. Getting jiggle with it. Ah, man, Men in Black. But this is just, I don't know, it just leaves you a bad feeling when you listen to it. But yeah.
I feel you on his lyrics, eh? Because because when he says all that stuff, I am this, I am that, I am everything. Then he says he's an artwork. Is he trying to point out that he's artwork as in something that's interpreted differently from different people?
Yeah.
Is that you can be anything? You can be. I think he mentions you can. I am the Quran, I am the Bible, or whatever. I think because is it like that saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you can see whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. He's artwork. He can be anything.
But he contradicts himself. I'm the shooter. I'm the victim.
You know what? I think either he's been hypnotized or he's still in character and he just didn't know who he is, you know? Sounding like a lost soul, you know, like a lost soul.
And you're right about when 2010 when music started to get weird, because isn't that around the time Kanye West started to get weird?
Yeah.
When he did his what's that when you put it on your voice?
The voice changer, yeah.
The voice changer thing.
Because man,
I said, geez, man, if Lele Bam was still around, bro, those guys would be making a remix of this, bro. If Mr. Law's still around, be making a remix of this, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait for DJ Noise's version, DJ Dave, you know. I don't know if it's probably not even gonna stick around, bro. We'll be lost. It's obviously not a song it's probably gonna be the song that didn't hit this year, you know.
It wasn't before the documentary stuff happening, the talking in the beginning, and then the cut the song, and we'll just have these people interview. Hey, what the fuck?
I'm a laugher. I'm a valeur. Suddenly.
Well, it makes you wonder though, will it go up for awards? Could it be one of those to be up against Taylor Swift? Will it go up for an award? Will it win anything? You know, and then why? Is he gonna use it as okay, look, That's the award because look, hey, they haven't even considered Will Smith as a front runner, something like that. You know, he'd be the first to drop a song and no one's actually on his side. So
Is it gonna win him a Grammy? Shit.
There'll be some weirdo that'll give him 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? And Hollywood's weirdos, bro. Like absolute weirdos. Like you look at those Cannes Festival movies. Like some of them will be fucking X-rated as, and like they'll win awards. Like, hey,
yeah,
it's like it doesn't make sense, man. And then but we live in a society that looks at stuff kind of like obscure, and like visualize it as like different artwork. But man, I don't know. I still think the golden age for our music was like from like the 80s up into like maybe late 2007, 2008. It's just kind of changed now. I think like a lot of music now is like, especially for Islanders, man, like Maoli, Josh Taufi, like it's going back to our roots. You know, like man, like we're kind of pushed away from America, but with the music that's coming out, which is a good thing in my point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. And to come to think of it, I just thought about it. It's actually a stupid song. I am artwork, because isn't the music art anyway? So what are you trying to tell us your art when music is already art? And you're trying to explain what art is. What? You're trying to explain, like, I'm a car. And then say you're a car, right? And you hop in, and the person hops in your car, and you're trying to explain to the person, oh, I'm a car. Did you know that? Did you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, there's no point. There's no point in the song. There's no point at all.
There's no storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a song about being a song, you know? It's a song about being a song. Fuck. You're trying to trick us, you know? Come around. You're talking about
just
Eddie, you're talking about come around full circle.
Yo.
You're talking about come around full circle.
It's got a better spin if it sounded more foul-being, a little more fresh. Maybe. Take a verse or two here. Key change, you know? Change it up with the keyboard on there. We'll see.
Yeah, but see, Eddie, you're talking about coming around full circle, right? With music. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. That's coming around full circle and inside out. Shit.
It's gone too far in.
It's gone too far in. Exactly. All right, boys. Yeah, let's just touch on a little bit of NRL. So, Finals Footy, we're here. Like I said, man, my team. You know what? In a way, I feel sorry for the Bulldogs, man, because they had a good season. You know.
Oh, so you gotta back it up a bit. You didn't talk about the wooden spoon, Kalongos. Did you see how packed the stadium was?
It was like a grand final, man. It was like a grand final, man.
Oh, you know, I almost got into a pizza that night. But I was like, hey, I didn't come here for that shit. I came to watch the game. Oh, man.
You know what was funny about that? That though? You know what's funny about that wooden spoon game? I don't know how the Eels did it, but that was meant to be the wooden spoon game, right? If you look at the table, the Eels just won the game and went up 2 spots to 15th. So the Rabbitohs are actually 16th.
Oh, true. I didn't see that. I didn't see the table
because it was because Eels had the higher points differential.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So that's a good win from the Eels then. But I didn't watch the game because I was inside. But man, packed day, was it? Looked like a grand final. That's also me.
I've seen some videos of security taking wooden spoons off the people in the crowd. Like they had buckets. They had buckets of these wooden spoons that were painted in Eels and Tigers colors.
Yeah,
it was bad. And like as soon as the guy walked away, they pulled out more wooden spoons. So there was so many Islanders, man. It was crack up. Like it was probably the best game, man, to watch at the time.
Good game, mate. Really I think leading into finals, like to top 8, it probably was a good game. Probably the best game of that round. I mean, that's nothing to take away from Sean Johnson's his perfect try scoring. But how funny is it? They're like, why you gotta make out as if he's the only one leaving? Fuck, these guys chucking him on the shoulders. What about the rest of the other guys? What's wrong with that club, man?
I did manage to watch the Penrith Roosters game on Friday night over there in South.
Yo,
I had you know what's funny about Samoa? Like the home internet is more expensive than when you purchase data on your phone. So everybody gets data on their phone and just hotspots everything in the house.
Oh, true.
It's cheaper than buying like internet for your house. So I had to hotspot the game on my cousin's computer to watch the Penrith Roosters game. So man, Penrith just like a machine, the first half. Roosters had a chance, they caught up 2 quick tries in the second half, but then Penrith overtook them again. But after the game I thought, you know what, it's just a 2-horse race, man. It's just Storm and Penrith, man.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be that's the grand final. So everyone else is just lucky dip.
Yo, it was good seeing the Roosters fight back, especially in the second half. But man, I don't know, some of the ref calls, man, to all the games, not just that game. All the games have just been a little bit off.
Yeah.
Like I thought
I
they would
think
have stepped
since
up
the
their game.
Dolphins, since the Dolphins game.
Yo, it's
I
just,
think, as soon as Wayne Bennett said, fuck, get rid of the bunker, I think, this everyone's been shady with their calls on field as well.
yo, there was like in the Manly Dogs game, there was like a few Manly tries that like should have been reviewed. Some of the passes from the Dogs, especially when they were going ahead, should have been reviewed. I thought that pass from I think it was Tupou to Tedesco was the line ball. But yeah, so it was called.
And the ref was right
I was
there,
like, yeah, the ref was right there. I was like, I mean, it was clearly flat. I didn't see it travel forward, but yeah, no, even the Sharks game, there was some dubious officiating. It was just, I don't know. It was like they were just, the whole week was just off. Like the referees were told something and they just tried to do it, but it just didn't quite work out.
The Storm Sharks game, that was a similar score to the Penrith game. Huh?
Yeah, man. Well, tight games,
Yeah.
But talk us about your celebrations also when you caught the last 5 minutes of your team winning. Like, when that try came about, I was like, this guy's probably like doing cartwheels in his house.
Man, I think I just turned it on just after they scored that try.
Oh, okay.
So I was just watching what's his name, Burden. He missed those drop kicks, drop field goals to win the game. He's trying to get a 2-point.
Yeah, from outside 40, isn't
to
it?
tie it up,
40, yeah.
To tie it up, was it? Or was it tie it up, To go
Tie it
over
up.
Would have been
time.
draw, yeah. But you know, I kind of laughed, right? Because I only watched the highlights of that game. Because I was like, hurry up, trying to go to bed. But then I watched it. Fuck. Read the comments on Greta, like, what a waste. Like, fuck. Like, the tries, like, the Bulldogs score were good. But just that one play, we could have obviously just got lazy on the fence, and then who knew that Manny was going to score a try from that. But it's just funny, like, fuck. Has a mean season, and like the whole world's like hating him for just being, just lazy on the fence.
Yeah. I would have loved to see Bulldogs play either Newcastle or Cowboys and beat one of them to move on, because they've been a favorite. They've been a hard road to be in the top 8. I don't think they've been in the top 8 for years, since what, early 2000s.
Yeah. I think their last grand final one was like 03, 04, maybe. I think round about there.
Yeah, and I don't feel sorry for
had more older heads. Like the experience of being in finals footy was the difference. Man, the Cowboys game and Knights, that confused me. The Knights looked like the better team, but the Cowboys looked tired, man. But they kind of held on, That was a weird game to watch. It was like the best team lost. Yeah.
I saw highlights of that, and I thought that it was just a one-man show for the Knights. It was just Ponga.
Yeah. Gay guy dropped a few crucial passes. Yeah.
I don't think the guys picked up his nuts instead of originals, just quietly.
But yeah, man, like I said earlier in the pod, like, tune into 135 Footy Show. Those guys got a good analysis of
the stats.
of the game, and I think they're gonna talk about this week's games soon. So in a couple of days, so tune into that. Sweet boys, shall we get into some Fia Poko of the weeks? Let's, what do you got for us?
Oh man, I was looking through the Fia Poko of the weeks, and I just thought it's got a clear winner with one of the off-duty cops caught having sex in a public place. So when I saw that article, I was like, there's no point to try and do a Fia Poko head-to-head with that, because can you imagine the car valley in the car park, mate? There's like, they must, bro. See, whatever cops are doing in Wellington off-duty or on-duty in a police car, like, come on. Cut it out.
That's cheating material, eh? It's gotta be. Can't afford a hotel room. Damn.
What makes you? I mean, that's why people were always hating on the cops, man. Ever since COVID, stuff like that. Like, man, and like the guy's not even gonna get charged. Like, you know, if there was someone else, someone got a slap on the hand, got what 30 hours community service. Like, fuck, that's just clear. Like, nah, just probably got a stern talking to, and probably have to do like, just picking up like the shit stuff that you can do as a cop, you know.
Do you think it would be classified as a dirty cop? Is this would he be fit in that category as a dirty cop? Dirty guy.
If he was wearing gloves or not.
Was undercover badge? Did he have an undercover?
Yeah.
Leave the mist on. To a Schuster who wrote, you can't get more undercover than this. Like, yeah, that's just like, that was me, mate. But you know what? I did have a big list of when you lied on your CVs. Because like, there's no way that anyone's gonna beat that Fia Poko in the cop car, bro. Like, that's just, he's gonna crown that guy now, crown the cop. But yeah, the first one I've got for when you lied on his CV is an insurance company, and the guy's reversing his car valet, and he reverses up on what looks like a Viper. Obviously, like, it's some car dealers, they have them staged on like different like platforms. You know what I mean? Yeah, this guy obviously said, "Oh yeah, I've been parking cars for the last 16 years." But yeah, I don't know how he got his Volkswagen on top of this car. It's obviously an Aston Martin, actually. Did you find that one, Oos? So D means drive. R means race. I don't know what he thought when he reversed his reversed on top of an Aston Martin. Like,
you can buff that out.
He's probably gonna have to take it to those guys that use the more Lee and put out. But yeah, I don't know. I found another one, and it was about a couple of guys. They went fishing. And so obviously this guy had a smoker break, and he asked him, "You been fishing?" Yeah, yes. Bro, I got a boat. You want to go? Yeah, we'll go on my boat. We'll go on your boat. Yeah. So they go pick up the guy picks him up, pick up the boat, and they go to the pumping scene, man. And this is where I'm like, what the fuck? Did he just do that? So instead of filling up the car or the petrol can, so like they fill up the hole in the boat where you put the fishing rods. $536, mate. And they literally fill the boat up with petrol. Oh, nah. So you reckon you've been fishing all your life, mate? Yeah, I was. Like, man, you can't make this shit up, eh? Like, fuck. It would have been worse if it was 98. Oh. There's another when you lied on your CV. This one is he's a guy who's been a builder for 20 plus years, and I found it on Instagram. It's like when team working goes wrong, and like he's obviously trying to put like a fence in, but he's put him between two posts. And I don't know what the guy on the ladder is doing, but the other guy trying to help him. Like, this is obviously just no communication. What I see, they just have no ideas. And one guy's saying, "Yeah, my brother's a builder. Yeah, he's a builder. Just put it down. Yeah." Like, it's really a bell on your CV, man. Like, I don't know what they're doing. So I don't understand.
Oh, bro.
It was just at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Oh, man. I can just hear my dad, rest in peace, like saying, "Go fill him out." Say, "Go fill him out." Say, "Go." Bro, as soon as I see my dad fall off the ladder, I know I'm gonna get high.
But how he falls on how does the guy who's catching it fall on the guy who's on the ladder? Like, That doesn't make sense. Oos. Doesn't make sense.
Bro, that's straight. You're getting hiding.
So then I got another one, bro. It's a guy it's from the was it? I can't even pronounce it. Tigers. It's a rugby league team, and the guy's Papello. He says he folds envelopes at the post office, and he runs. He's playing football, but he runs from the back fence, man. This is beautiful to watch, mate. He's like, oh yeah, you never played rugby in your whole life, mate. Never a day in my whole life, mate. This guy runs from the back fence, so he runs through the gap, boom, 1-on-1 with the fullback, and he runs over the top of him and scores a try. Look at the field try, bro. Yeah, that's a goal. That's got to be the best
behind him. They got the crackers going off. You
the best Capello guy in the world, mate.
Yeah, famous.
back fence. I've never seen that before in my life. He's just run 110 metres, length of the field, bulldozed everybody in his. I tell you what, I thought he'd run out. Charlie Barton, I take your hat off. I would not be standing in front of that man at full flight.
He's treating him like a 5-kilometre speeder.
I'll tell you what, I knew they'd get some energy in the tank, but I didn't expect that. Take your hat off, Joel Field. That was something special.
That was awesome, and that's live in the crowd up here at Gundy Guy.
Commentary's on there.
Yo,
Right. That is the most funniest commentary I've ever
run.
heard of. Funniest
run.
commentary. And the last one, bro. The last one's got to be probably the most viral one of them all. And it started off with just a guy. He's obviously had his Carvalho repoed. And he's obviously hasn't taken too lightly to his car being repoed. So he's thought to himself, you know what? Okay, we'll see. And so the man who's having his car repoed jumps inside the truck that's getting repoed, and he decides, fuck, that's my truck. I'm going to take your fucking truck and drive off with my truck. But little did he know that the truck wasn't hooked up properly. And then he just starts, like this moment, that's when he this when he knew he really fucked up. Like, man.
Damn. Reminds me of Billy was cop in the beginning. Ooh.
wow.
Like initially when I first saw this, I thought this was the repo, like the repo guy himself.
Yeah.
But I need to find out, like, so many people have recorded this. They were actually standing from every angle, man, like up in the beaches, even like on top of the building watching. These are people watching the guy's car get repoed, just smash into every car on the street.
Like Fast and
Like
Furious 5.
That just can't get any.
Oh,
And I don't know what's worse, but it's worse from inside the cab, eh?
yo, so that's the tow he stand on the road.
Oh, man. Man.
Damn.
That's a nice truck, though. You must.
Yo,
You give him that much.
yeah, these
Oh,
are
man.
tow there.
Here's the view. Here's the view. Sorry, the best view. This is what he saw in his rear view when he drove off. You can see it's not right in the middle, right? That's crazy. I wonder if he knew that the door was open. Oh, that
The
is.
damage, eh? The damage for the other innocent cars. Imagine if you're the guy that with the car that's parked on that side but never got hit, eh?
Yo,
You'll be like, phew, that was lucky as I'm gonna buy a lot of tickets.
But I think just seeing the car fall off the hook was even. That was like the icing on the cake, bro. Like that's just a clear winner right there. I figure they need a just man. To whoever that guy was, like man, just go buy yourself a hamburger, bro. Like fuck, you didn't need to do that to your nice truck, bro. But you know what it does show, man? Guys that drive pickups like that cannot fucking park. That's what I tell you. That's the truth. That's the truth, man. You go into any supermarket, any rugby game, the guys that drive pickups like that fucking can't park for shit, man. Honestly. But yeah, that wraps up the so you light on your CV, Yules. That's crazy.
Exactly. We got an award for the uppercut yourself. Anyone? Anyone got any nominations?
there's a few. I'd nominate the teachers that ate the meayu. Ate the kids' lunches, man. Like, man.
Oh, I'll give you the. My one goes to that cop who got caught. How about you? Let's give him the award.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. You know, I'll give it to you. I'm gonna give it to the guy who said he's been fishing before and said, "Yeah, fuck," because he would have. Think about it. If he said, "Yeah, I've been fishing before," right? Every kid knows you jump on the boat, you put the cans on the side so you can just also fill up the cans, right? Not fucking fill it up like that. Like fuck. bro, I'll be giving that kid a fucking mean hiding, bro. Especially when I got to 500. I was like, yeah, guy, bro, where's the 500 gonna come from to pay for that gas? Like, that's like I've been to a petrol station once and like I think I filled up $30, but that was on prepay. I was eating the pie and I watched it go to 40 and I fucking did not, I guilted myself, like I fully stopped it and I told the guy, bro, I don't have $40, bro. Like I literally paid you 30, fucked him, but he never put it in prepay, man. And he's like, shit happens, bro. Shit happens. So you let me go. But if I had to come out and see that, bro, I would have like my heart would have stopped, bro. Like what the fuck? Yeah, that's gotta win, bro. The fucking gas seat in the back of the boat. Shit, we can't make this shit up, man. I can't believe this stuff's still happening, eh?
I wonder if they even went fishing there when we went back home. Nah.
Yeah, I'd try and siphon all that gas and put it somewhere, man. Like fuck, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yo,
Okay, boys. But brings us to our memory lane. Let's.
Yeah, man. Shadows. This one's about a TV shows, and I just saw it because it come up on the TV on demand. But it's of this 1980s child. The real ones remember, and it's a picture of a guy, and he's trying to shoot at someone, and he has to get the target that's above his head. It's a game show, so obviously he's got like a bazooka, and he's gonna try to shoot it, and if he can get the target, the guy that he's facing will end up falling from the platform that he's on. So if you haven't guessed it, it's called The Gladiators. Have you seen this program? The funny thing is about it is like I think there were different forms of the Gladiator, and the most recent one I think after the American Gladiators was the English, and then they had the Australian Gladiators, and then a couple of island Gladiators that were on there. I don't know if you guys remember with the show. But yeah, I was watching the other day. It was on TV on TV Plus One, and I saw they got a English version of it. And just to quickly summarize it for the kids, I said, so over the duration of the show, you got about eight games, and you accumulate points, and then at the end they tally up all your points for you to go to the eliminator, and that's like obviously a balance beam, a net, upper body row, and then you have to go up the travel ladder, and then you swing through the end. And it's like, so every 2 points you get, it gives you a 10 or a second head start. And then sure enough, bro, if you watch one, and the person who got the more points ended up with like a 15-second head start. So that we push pause and he asked the kids, so who do you think is going to win the race? So like, man, just like to my surprise, when the person who goes first head start and they fall off the balance beam, and then they lose their shit from there and they can't catch up. Just throwing it back at you guys, can you remember the show, and if there's any episodes in particular that stand out?
yeah, I remember it. I remember there was because there was a guy that used to be on it called Tano Reed. He's the stunt double for The Rock. He follows me on Instagram. Crack up, dude. But I remember watching the show, and I think it was like I think he was an accountant, a black guy. But the man was like pinpoint the whole TV show, like he was knocking gladiators out. And then on the last one, it was like they had to wrestle. Oh, second to last one, they had to wrestle the gladiator. So like, I felt stinky. So they were on these two like poles, and they each had like a weapon each that fight each other off the thing. And so the gladiator just whacked him in one go. He went flying. I was like, and then he got caught in the end. I think you're upside down. You're gonna try and pull your way through these like rails, and he didn't make it right in the end. But I used to love that show, because it was iconic. They used to go, challenges, are you ready?
That's it.
Are you ready? Yeah, no, that's nostalgic, man.
Yeah. Do you remember the show cams?
I remember the original Gladiators, because this was the remake, eh?
Yeah, I think every country had them, because they had an interstate one at one point with the English versus the Like they had the competitors,
Oh.
so the best competitors from America came over and versed the ones from England, and England versus Australia. They had an interstate one like that, but then they mixed all the gladiators up. But I just had to laugh, man, because the Australian gladiator that stood out was this guy called Falcon. So he was fresh. He must have been Fiji, man, but he was broken ass. Okay, so like, because the ones that I remember is the there was like these like little hoops, but there's like 5 of them, and you have to score points by dunking it inside the hoop.
Yeah.
And like, everyone was 2 points. But the gladiators, they run around, they can tackle you, like full on hit you and stuff. But I remember that one. There was this one guy, bro, he tried to pump off their Falcon, bro. Falcon was smashing me. And then the next event was the gauntlet, and bro, Falcon was going last on purpose, and he was like, just because he wanted to give the dudes a real good go. But then Falcon got his shit handed to him when this Palangi dude come from the UK. So like, he was annihilating everyone, man. Fuck, he just was so upper body strength. Like, he was pretty much built like a tank, man. And then Solid, it was funny when they had the duel, which is the stand on the podium, and he gets a fight like with the sticks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he fussy now. I was like, oh nah, the man got exposed there. That guy fucking, it looked like he literally knocked him out because they had a helmet on, but he was so strong, bro. He literally smacked them, bro, and the helmet went that way. Was Solid. Fucking couldn't see was there that he got fucking smashed off the podium. Man, I was like, God off my.
Yeah, nah, I just looked it up. It is the it's the reboot of the American Gladiators, but it looks like, because I've never watched it, but it looks like they went international way.
Yeah,
Had
yeah,
more
they were
stuff.
international.
Because I remember the original. I watched the original when I was a kid, and that was just in one room, the American one, and they had like the joust and all these sort of like strongman games. They had the girls, like, I think there was a black guy named Gemini. There was Thunder, and all those kind of names. But they all look like wrestlers,
Yeah.
But
They
it's
look like
having
wrestlers,
games, Yeah.
Oh, but like, I remember it was like always cool to watch on like either, I think it was Friday nights or Saturdays at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Gladiators on. Yeah, but yeah, right, that the start of every game, Gladiator, are you ready? Sorry, got you
It
the
reminded me
movie.
of like the PG version of that movie, The Running Man, with Arnold.
Yeah.
You know, where they to fight against like the
Sub-Zero and
yeah.
and Buzzsaw.
Bustle.
Who was the black guy?
Oh, he was like the electric one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like ice skated around.
And who's the other wrestler dude? And didn't want to do it. He had the robot suit on.
I'm not doing this. Ripped off all his stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, sure. That was a good memory lane. Yeah. Speaking of TV shows, should we just go around and see what you guys have been watching? You go, Eddie.
Yo, been watching like a few things on crime and whatnot, but I went to movies and I watched this movie quite a long time ago, and it just popped up on YouTube, and I just purchased it straight away. It's called The Convert. It's quite an interesting film. It's about a little town, in New Zealand, pre Waitangi treaty, and it made agreements with the local iwi of establishing a town, so they lease it off the local Māori, and it's about a priest. Oh, not a priest. I say he's more of like a reverend or something that's been hired. He's been paid from England to travel all the way to this small town in New Zealand to administer the faith to their spiritual needs. It's quite a good, quite a cool movie. Interesting to see like New Zealand before treaty, so like different tribes controlled their land 100%, and just seeing this like reverend's view on like whether like his own people are more spiritually inclined, or the Māoris are with their spirituality. So it's a pretty neat movie. I think you can rent it for like $8 on YouTube, or 17 HD version. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it on my rewatch. That was pretty good. Yeah, The Convert.
Man, I've found something interesting on YouTube, and it was something that he leaked me onto Cam's. It was like, you know, like how you started telling us about podcasting, and they do the noise. So you're listening to the narrator, and they'll play clips of the movies, just like how you had on the ones that we've pre-recorded. So I started watching the little snippets, and all I read was a guy got made fun of in front of his wife, and he didn't react. So I clicked on it, and it was an actual film of Mark Wahlberg and his gang, and it's about a night they go out on their anniversary, and just what unfolds after that, and it tells a story. But it's pretty crazy, man, because there's a 20-minute summary while the narrator's telling you what happens in the movie. But yeah, man, I was like pretty fixated on it. It was like, oh man, I think this is the new way of watching movies now. But yeah, it's everything that leads into his past life. So I think he was a special assassin. He was an assassin, and he obviously got given a new identity, and then had his wife, settled with his wife and kids, and then his past obviously catches up with him. But just everything that happens before he actually leaks that he used to be a secret agent, and he was a special intelligence assassin for his actual dad. Which is crazy, man. 20 minutes, and the way the whole film unfolds. But if you watch it on YouTube, it'll play the little snippets as well. So you're actually watching the movie, but it just said that the narrator's talking hard out, and then we'll play every scene, probably a minute scene of it, and then goes on to what happens in the film. But yeah, I watched a couple of those, man. But yeah, they're clickbait, but then the more you click on, the more the algorithm finds you those sort of films. They say they length between 21 minutes, 27 to 30 minutes. So yeah, man, I clicked on a couple, but I didn't realize I ended up watching 4 or 5. And I was like, shit. Looked at the time, it was getting late. But that's just one thing I've been watching. You just started watching maybe Saturday night. But yeah, they're pretty good, man. I was wondering if there's any new films that come out. And I found that when I've watched them, it's a pretty good way to find out what happens without actually sharing what actually happens. But yeah, they're pretty good to watch.
Oh, sure. Because I was inside, I never watched anything, but I did watch something on the plane, and there was this documentary on the plane. I forgot the name of it, but it's about. Don't know if you know your NBA, but there's a team used to be based in Vancouver called the Vancouver Grizzlies. They came out in 2000 and early 2000s, and they only lasted 6 years in Vancouver before they moved to Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies. But before they were in Memphis, they started at Vancouver. So there was 2 expansion teams that came out that time. It was Vancouver and Toronto Raptors and Vancouver Grizzlies. This documentary, I watched it on the plane, was about the fans of Vancouver that are angry that the team left, went somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they're trying to. So the girl was a number one fan. The documentary is made by a girl who's the number one fan, and she's trying to figure out why they left Vancouver and see if the NBA can give them another NBA team. But it was interesting to me because I'm always into sports fandom, and how, especially in the States, how they're real crazy about sports. I love that. I love the psychology behind that, and I love stories behind it. I love seeing it, and I love being in it. So this was a big fan film, and yeah, that's why I took interest to watching it. And plus, it's a 4-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight, so it's something to pass my time. But that was pretty interesting, because I didn't know the whole story. I knew who the Vancouver Grizzlies was when they first came out, but I didn't know. I didn't click that they moved to Memphis. I didn't even know. But this was about when they were in Vancouver. But they just went on the history, the decisions that were made prior to them moving, and how they were on this big losing streak. They got the record for the biggest losing streak in NBA history. So they weren't a team that did any good. They always had players that, as other expansion teams, they always have out of form players, or players that got dropped from other teams, and they come there. And plus, when they made the draft, they didn't pick well, and they just went downhill. So now it was good to see the insight on all that, and get the fans, because man, there's still big fans up in Vancouver. They interviewed all the fans that are still fans of the team, but they hate them because they hate the Grizzlies because they're at another city. But they still got the gears and all the collectibles and everything. Like you go to their house and they all got the Grizzly stuff on their rooms, and there's real fandom stuff. It's like real crazy stuff. But that's what you want to see when you want to support a team. Like you can go over the top, and these are the kind of people that will dress up and wear all the gears every single day. When they don't have a team, they haven't had a team since 2006, I think. So, yeah, I forgot the name of the documentary, but yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Sweet boys. We're running out of time. Should we do some last words? Let's go, Edie.
Last words, man. So, September the 10th was like suicide awareness, and that's a topic I hold close to my heart. So yeah, just my last words, man. Just check on your boys, check on your family. Just a message. Yeah, it's important, man. Just mental health can creep up with everyone. So, no, man. Just yeah. My last words. Just check on your boys, man. Just see if they're okay.
Charles.
Right, so here's a little from and it's called A Serious Life Tip. This is taken from a picture of John Wick. So I don't know where this came from, but it's something that I just obviously just come across on my phone. It says even the nicest people have their limits, so don't push them too far, and don't try to reach those limits, because the nicest people can also be the scariest assholes once they've had enough. Yeah, just a bit of words to the wise man. Be patient. Take a deep breath, and obviously, yeah, if you feel like you're being or being not heard, in any situation, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Close your eyes and just realize your purpose on earth. I caught up with a guy. His name's Noel, in my bro's 40th, and he mentioned something that really hit home. And he was talking about the gift of having kids. And he said to me, and man, he got me so in my feels that it made me realize, like, bro, I am blessed. He said that not everyone can have kids, and he said not everyone can go see their kids. He said everything you can do to keep yourself alive on this earth is a win for you, because children are obviously a gift. Yeah, but reading that, I just thought about it, and like there's times that I feel like I'm not the best dad in the world, and I can obviously just see red over the smallest things. But then usually I swallow my pride and I accept that, man, I'm probably not the best example of myself. So in saying that, I'm grateful for every day that I can podcast. I'm grateful for every day that I'm above the ground. But yeah, just wanted to say thanks to Cam and you, Ed, give me the time.
Thank you.
But you're right, man. If your boys are going through some shit and they haven't reached out to you, maybe it's time for you to pick up the phone and message them. The phone rings both ways. So, I'm saying that, you know what it is. Get late and I love it.
100%. Nice words, man.
Charles. Yeah. I've got something here. My last words. Sorry, just trying to set it up. So this is the last word / food review.
Oh, nice.
So I'm back from Samoa.
That kind of on me.
So man, this is like, it's also a memory lane. I first went to Samoa when I was 1 year old. Then the next time I went, I was 20, and I spent 3 months there when I was 20. And that was the time when I'm 20, man. I'm party mode, going out, drinking, just, so it was like, it's out of control Cam at that time. So I was in Samoa just on party mode. But man, talk about hangover food. Like, when you have back in those days when you have hangover food, like there's a place you go directly after a good night out of the town, right? And you just have a good munch, and there's always that one place, right? In Samoa, there's a one place for that. And over the years, people go in Samoa having all these food places, Pinaki is the big one.
Yo.
Ain't nothing. Pinaki's ain't nothing. Sunrise is another one. Everyone goes Sunrise? Nah, ain't nothing. Sunrise ain't nothing. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about a place that's been there ever since day one, and it's still there, and it doesn't disappoint, man. It's still got the goods, man. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna screenshot the menu right now. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot the menu right now, and you'll know what I mean. So those are your plates, right?
No.
Those are your plates, and it's been those same plates ever since I was 20 years old. And man, that's all you need, man. That's all you need. And I'm talking about Uncle Georgie's takeaways over there in Samoa. So man, that is hangover food.
Georgie.
That is the food that you
win.
wanted, that you have to you eat after good night out, man. But man, my go-to is the mamoi with the sosisi sapusui and fa'i. Man, that $15 meal right there.
Would it be beef?
You can have the $20 meal, but that's overkill. But the $15 meal, you know, you look at that and you think, man, you can get that anywhere over here in New Zealand. Yeah, you can try, but it will taste the same? I don't think so. So, bro, shout outs to Uncle Georgie's Takeaway over in Apia. And those are my last words, boys.
Yo,
Let's get the fuck out of here.